Okay, here's a short version of the review. If you like Spyderco knives or you like the look of this knife, and you have around $100 to $150 lying around, go buy one because you will not regret it. There you go, review done, 15 seconds. Um, that's what's going to come out of this because I have very little to say negative about this knife. And I also have a sense of deja vu making this video. I can't believe it's taken this long for me to get a Paramilitary 2 in front of the camera for you guys and to get it into my collection. I certainly don't regret buying this. A lot of you will know I had some issues getting hold of one of these blades, and it's just incredible. Like, as an EDC knife, this is really hard to beat, particularly as prices have come down. As I say, I picked this up for a little over $100, and it's just an awesome Spyderco. So yeah, let's first of all, this is going to be the brief review, between 5 and 10 minutes, hopefully, if I get my ass in gear. And then there'll be a longer discursive video at some point, 20 to 30 minutes long, where I waffle on about what I like and the very little I don't like, and how I use it and all the rest of it. But if you don't want to watch that, this will be the brief review to watch. And of course, there's thousands of reviews of this online, but sometimes it's nice to get someone's take who you maybe share tasting knives with or whatever. So if you do like my reviews, then I thought I'd throw one up anyway. So let's take a quick look at the specs. First of all, the overall open length of the blade is a little over 8 inches, with a blade just under 3.5. It's just under 4 ounces in weight. We have a blade of S30V steel. Sorry about the fingerprints on here. I do find the satin blade really picks them up. Let me see if I can clean that. Clean it up a little bit. That is slightly better. Yeah, you can see CPM S30V stamped on that side. I've improved the lighting in the room that I make my videos in, guys, so hopefully close-ups like this will be a little bit more accurate and a bit more dependable. You can see beautiful piercing shape, lovely belly on that blade, and this came absolutely razor sharp. Probably the sharpest knife I've ever seen out of the box. I've used this a lot over the total week, 10 days, 2 weeks that I've carried it, and it still remains like an absolute razor. So very sharp out of the box. Speaking of which, of course, it just comes in a standard Spyderco box. I'll show you that there in case you've never seen one. And just Paramilitary 2 on there, and blah, product code, etc. On the other side, you can see this is one of Spyderco's USA produced blades, of course, Golden Colorado USA Earth. And up here, the two makers marked, Eric Glesser, who of course is the son of Sal Glesser, which is his mark up here, the founder of Spyderco. The handle is 2 slabs of G10. In this case, we've got the Digi-Cam version. There's black as well, of course, and all the different sprint runs. There was recently a very cool sprint run that came out in sort of safety orange. I like that one. So 2 slabs of G10 with some nested liners in there, stainless steel. Sorry about the dust in there, guys. And you can see that those have been cut out to reduce weight. So overall, the feel is very light on this knife, though definitely nicely balanced between handle and blade. Flow through construction, you see just 2 standoffs at the back here, one there, and the second one is actually a tube for the oversized lanyard hole. It's quite a nice touch, and I think actually looks really good on the tail. This, it just finishes it really nicely. Up front, of course, we have stop pin here and just a pivot, a simple Torx pivot, and it's actually a bushing pivot style, which makes for very smooth action. So really enjoying that. And back here we have basically the reverse of, you normally see, of course, your liner lock in here. We have the reverse here, which is the Spyderco compression lock, and that functions just the same as a liner lock, of course. Push it to the side and it goes into this little cutout area, the G10 here. Up onto the back of the knife, we have a little bit of jimping here on the top of the liners where they pop out of the G10 scale at the front here, which is a nice little touch. And then the jimping continues up the quite aggressive thumb ramp, but when you put your thumb in there, just look how that fits and locks in, just perfect. Thumb hole in this, I'd say, is slightly oversized. It's hard to tell with Spyderco's, but a good size certainly to get hold of with my fingers, which are not particularly chubby, but anyway. What else to say about the construction? We have fairly standard Spyderco pocket clip. This one is the stainless silver version, and of course that is 4-way repositionable, which is always nice. So tip up, tip down, left or right hand carry. And that about covers it, guys. That's the nuts and bolts of it. But the knife itself is so much more. I would say razor sharp out the box, beautiful belly here, which I found excellent for food prep, just general EDC tasks, box opening, all that sort of the usual stuff. But just a really cool blade to carry a lot thinner in this dimension than a lot of Spydercos. They tend to be quite lumpy here. And I'm going to compare this, of course, to the other, another one of my favorite Spydercos, another kind of EDC standard, which is the Manix. And you can see the Manix certainly has quite a lot more of a hump there, if I can line them up. Quite a lot more of a hump, so definitely a wider, fatter object in your pocket. What do you say? But this keeps quite a slim profile due to the long, slim nature of that blade, and therefore it makes it for a really, really nice carry, regardless of what pocket you keep it in. So, yeah, the compression lock itself is something I'm still getting used to. I'll just open it up first and show you this pivot. Really, really smooth action, guys. As I say, I've had this quite a few weeks now. I was out of the country for a few weeks over Christmas, so my actual carry time on this is about a week. It hasn't been used, or sorry, hasn't been deployed excessively, but it is breaking in quite nicely. I wouldn't say it's fully broken in yet, but it's getting really, really smooth, just buttery, no hesitation there, no little hang-ups or anything. Really, really nice. So let's pull it up into the lock up here, and just watch the tab of the compression lock as I pull it into place. Snaps over for a really nice lockup. My first thought on this was it's really, really quite a thin looking liner for that lockup, but I guess if you look at the back here, it certainly does look very solid. You can see right down through there, it is more than 100% engaged on the tang of that blade, and certainly makes for a really solid lockup. No movement in that direction, and zero in that direction either, so very, very solid. Yeah, so still getting used to using the compression lock. Being right-handed, I can open it like that, and I can just adjust my grip slightly and press the knife down like so. What you really should be doing, I think, if you're experienced with these sort of knives, is opening it like so with your thumb. Just pull your hand back slightly, press your index finger on the compression lock tab, and flick it in. That takes a bit of work. Mine's is maybe not quite broken in, as I said, but I will get there, I guess. What I find sometimes doing that is the knife will tend to hit in here and bounce back off the detent, like that. So then I'll still need to pull it into the handle, but that's probably just my inexperience with the lock, and even with my Manix with the ball bearing lock, I've never been very good at flicking it open and closed. So that's probably just me being not very competent with knives, but there you go, it sucked it in there. One thing I do find with the Manix is when you do a similar move, pull back in the bearing lock and pull it closed, even if it doesn't fit in properly in the first attempt, by the time you pull that lock, it will tend to suck it in. The actual bearing lock will suck the blade back into the handle. So I do quite like that. That's quite a nice little feature on there. Overall comparison of these two knives, I'm aware that I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes, guys. Comparison of these knives, let's just look at them side by side. Both great ergonomics, a little bit of a smoother profile on the Paramilitary, which really fits your hand nicely. Thumb locks in on the back, 4-finger grip, and this forward choil, same as a Manix, which you can move up onto for finer work. So comparably, very, very good on the ergonomics. Slightly longer cutting edge, you can see on the Paramilitary. And again, that thinner blade profile, just a better piercing point. I'd be hard pressed to choose between the two. I love the Manix. Paramilitary easily competes with it, I would say. So it's more personal taste between those two. A little bit cheaper on the Manix, of course, usually under $100, usually slightly over for the Paramilitary, but certainly good value for money, I'd say. S30V blade steel, great ergonomics, very functional blade. Centering on mine, perfect, absolutely perfect. And yeah, overall fit and finish, really excellent. One little thing I did have that I wanted to ask other owners on is this in here, if you can see. Just in the top of the stainless steel liner there's a little kind of nick out of it. And if you turn it around, you can see same on this side, if it'll focus. Now I don't know if that's to do with machining of the liner, or if that's a little dent on mine, or what it is. There's like a little divot out there, and this side's actually worse. You can see there. There's actually quite a little hole out the liner. So anyone get any input on that, I'd be much appreciated. I think I'm going to wrap up the so-called brief review now. That's coming up for 10 minutes. Closing thoughts on this, just an excellent blade. As I say, I have no reservations recommending one of these. The hype is real, guys. Go get yourself one. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with the longer version soon. More knife reviews coming as well. Have a great day. Cheers.